Sampling methods, Part 1. These three sampling methods all use an element of randomness in the selection process. We look at these three in Part 1. In Part 2 we look at quota and opportunity sampling, which involve no random process. Stratified sampling. So this time we divide the population up into groups, which are also called strata, hence the stratified sampling. So this could be based on age or gender or pay, something that is quite distinguishable in the population. And then you randomly select from each of those groups using proportionality. You have to memorize this formula. So the size of the group in the population divided by the population size, so that's a proportion right there, times the sample size will give you the size of the group in the sample, and some advantages and disadvantages. So here's an example. So we want to select 50 students from these 2,800, and my groups are age groups, students aged 16, 17, 18, 19, and these are the numbers in each of those age groups, a total of 2,800 students. So we select according to the formula. So from this age group, 712 out of 2,800 students, that's the proportion, times the sample size 50 gives us 13, and you do similar calculations for the others, and if we add up these values they add up to 50. Most of the time they will add up to your sample size. Sometimes you might have decimal values here, in which case you just round to the nearest integer, and you might end up with a sample size which is slightly different to 50, but it really doesn't matter. So I need 13 students from these 712 in that group. How do you select those 13 from those 712? You use a random selection process, the same method that we went through before for simple random sampling. So you would make use of random number tables or your calculator's random number generator and so on. For practice, try these questions.